This is the Bravado Gauntlet Hellhound and Bravado Gauntlet Custom, two similar vehicles with uniquely different styles. These are two amazing cars that we're going to be taking a look at today, going deep into their customization, their exclusive and unique liveries, and so much more. So this is a vehicle that you guys requested that I check out, and I think this would be an amazing addition to online, whether one or both of these versions were added into the game. Now in the comment section down below, what I'm going to do is leave two comments, one that says Hellhound and one that says Custom. I want you to thumbs up your most favorite. If you could only get one in the game, which would you like to see? Also, be sure to leave a like rating on this video, as who knows, Rockstar might stumble upon it, and if they see it has a lot of support, they might say, hey, this would be a great addition for online. So let's not waste any more time, and let's jump into the first vehicle today, which is going to be the Bravado Gauntlet Hellhound. So as you can see, this is what the vehicle looks like right here. It maintains really the same style as the Gauntlet we have in the game right now. It has a spoiler that's been added to it. There are upgrades to the hood, which I think is pretty cool. On the inside, the secondary passenger seat has been removed and a roll cage has been added instead. However, as you'll see a little bit later on, we actually have the option to add that back into the game as well, which I do think is pretty unique. So it's a very simple styling, but it just has enough changes. You can tell it's super lower to the ground that makes this incredibly cool. So inside the Los Santos Customs shop, there's actually not a whole lot we can do to this car. In fact, it doesn't have any modifications that we can actually do. You can only change the transmission, the respray, brakes, stuff like that. So the real awesomeness of this car comes in its unique liveries, and there is a lot of them. So let's go ahead and check those out right now. There is 10 of them in total. The first one is Retro. Now Retro just adds a basic white stripe along the side of the car, which again is very simple if you're going for that sort of look. Retro 2 builds off of Retro, adding two horizontal stripes on the hood of the car, which once again look really, really good. Retro 3 is the exact same as Retro 2, except it now changes the color to black. It also adds a Gauntlet logo on the back and on the hood, which I think is pretty unique. Retro 4, once again, builds off of Retro 3, adding fills to the back. They're completely black, as well as continuing these stripes along the hood and the trunk of the car, and adding the word Hellhound on the front, which I think looks pretty awesome. And then Retro 5, a little bit of a different look, where it fills in the roof black, maintains that black stripe along the side, and adds the two thick stripes on the front. All right, moving on to some of the more interesting ones. This first one is called Gasser, which adds Hellhound written over the back wheel arches, which is pretty cool. 57 written on the door panels, and then a bunch of other sponsors like Pizvazzer and Powered by Bravado and Tear Oil and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. If we move on to the next one, it is Dirt Trial Gauntlet. This one's pretty simple. White stripe on the hood, yellow kind of accent underneath the doors, and then 10 written on the door panel itself. Pretty simple, but I do like this look a lot. The next one is probably my favorite. It is Stuntman, which adds kind of like a stars, red, white, and blue pattern on there with 50 written on the door. It has a bunch of sponsors, including Bravado, Globe Oil, Chapal, and it has Hellhound written all over the car, which looks awesome. Again, this one's probably my favorite. The one after that really brings me back to the 80s. It is Knight Rider. So it kind of gives us this like trippy zebra-esque effect. I think it's pretty unique. I think with some fun colors, this one would be pretty cool, but I wasn't a huge fan of the default silver I had on there for just showing off all the liveries, so maybe that's why it didn't work all that well. And then my second favorite is Ron Racing. Kind of gives us more of like a NASCAR livery style look. 78 written on the side with Ron Racing and his liveries and logos all over the place. This one actually looks really good. I was super torn between this one and the Stuntman one, but at the end of the day, I ended up going with the Stuntman. I used the primary and secondary color as white to kind of go with that red, white, and blue pattern, and it ended up looking awesome. The only other change I would have done here if I had more time or was interested in using more of the mods would have been maybe adding some red accents to the wheels, although the brake calipers on this car are red, which does actually look pretty cool. So this is the Bravado Gauntlet Hellhound, a kind of modified, upgraded version of the Gauntlet that we have in game right now. I think this would be incredible. I think the upgrades are simple. I think the liveries are simple, but can get a little bit more complex if you want to. And the sound this vehicle makes is just absolutely incredible. That would have to be one of the big selling points of this car, if indeed you really got that deep muscle car sound from a vehicle like this. Anyways, let's move on to the second one we're going to be looking at today, and that is the Bravado Gauntlet Custom. All right, so the Bravado Gauntlet Custom, I said it's similar, but it has a ton of differences, and the first of which being all the upgrades that we can do inside of the Los Santos Custom Shop, and there's even some that we will be doing outside of the LSC as well. So the first thing we can do is upgrade the bumpers. There's the Bulba style bumpers of Splitter, Scraper, Racer, and then you have the exact same thing with the Buffalo styling, bumper, splitter, scraper, and then racer. So right off the bat, we have 8 unique front bumper options, as well as a carbon diffuser you can actually add on the back. There's a lot of grill options as well: mesh grill, 6-badge grill, 6-star badge grill, and hot ring one, which is the one I ended up going with. There's a lot of different hood options too: snout vented, Quaker, and then you have the single intake bug catcher and the triple intake bug catcher, which looks really, really good too. After that, you have spoilers, street, carbon, bulbous smooth, bulbous rustic, bolt-on, and then bolt-on rustic. Lots of different options here. You can already tell the differences in between these two cars. The spoilers, which didn't seem to show up, but you'll see them later, I ended up going with the big wing. I figured, what the heck? If I'm going to max this car out, I'm going with the big wing right there. So that's what I ended up doing. And then you can do some of the more basic stuff like transmission, turbo, stuff like that. You can change the color of the wheels, dark out the windows, which is what we actually ended up doing a little bit later on. However, there are some more customization options to this vehicle. So you can see here we've got the Benny's kind of mod menu up. So we can actually change the sun strip. You can apply that, which is pretty cool because the livery does go on there too, which is pretty nice. We can also do some changes to the headlights themselves, doing a headlight duct and a frontal headlight duct. Again, nice options right there. We could also add hood catches to the hood if we wanted to, which looks really good. So I ended up going with the chrome ones. And then, of course, there is the liveries, and there is a lot of them. So there's 13 liveries, which is really insane. So I'm going to try and go over these as best as I can without trying to drag this out and trying to give you guys the basic description. And by the way, I'll have both of these linked in the description if you want to add them to your game as well. The first one is Hell Panther, which is pretty cool. It's this like blue, almost Hellhound Panther sort of look. It's pretty awesome. I love how the blue kind of goes on certain parts of the car. So that's the first one. The next one is 6 STR Drag, which once again adds sort of gray fills into some of the areas of the car, and the 6-star crew logo. After that, we have 6th Street Crew, which adds kind of this candy apple burgundy look to the car. Pretty awesome. Following that, we have Bigness, which again, it gives us that candy apple look with the Bigness logo on the door panels, which is pretty awesome. Following that, we have Classic Gauntlet, which adds these black fills and stripes on the side and on the hood of the car. This one looks really good. I almost ended up going with this one. I think it looks really good. You'll see my design at the end. Following that, we have Concept Stripe. I'm not a huge fan of this one, but again, you might actually enjoy it. Black fills on the bottom, this kind of white stripe separating the two of them. Distribution Logic is up next. I'm not a fan of this one either. I think it's a little bit hard to see, especially from distance. This one is probably my favorite. The X-Flow one adds black fills to a lot of parts of the car, as well as the X-Flow sponsorship on the side. Pretty simple, but I do enjoy it. After that, you have Hyman Hot Ring. This one's pretty cool too. It adds the Hyman Hot Ring logo to the side, glow boil, and kind of this graffiti spray pattern. My opinion, it looks pretty cool. My third favorite is the Mindmock Geometric. Now, this one will look way better if you do a fun color like a blue or a red. Right now, I just had silver on there, but this one's pretty crazy. Mindmock livery on the side and this geometric pattern all over the car. After that, you have 6-Star Crew, which is pretty simple and has a fun little message for Rockstar on the side. It says, "Imagine if Rockstar Games give life to tuners and outlaws." So I thought that was pretty funny right there. After that, you have Bravado Powered. This one's pretty cool. It's a stripe that goes along the left side of the car, except on the big wing, which it's on the right side of the car. And then BP Inverted, which is the exact same thing, where you have the stripe as a less dominant color and the main primary color of the car is the more dominant one. So those are all the liveries right there, an absolute ton of them. I know it's kind of tough to explain. If you guys actually get it in game, you'll have a way better understanding of them. But this was kind of my final product right here. I was trying to go for a Bumblebee look, and I feel like the X-Flow livery did a really good job of this because of the black fills on the back and on the spoiler and in the front. And then what I did was just change the color of the wheels to black, completing my yellow and black pattern, which I think looks really, really awesome. So you can kind of tell the differences right there. The Hellhound, the first one we looked at, a little bit more simple, whereas this one had a bunch more customization options. So honestly, it's all going to be to your personal preference. I feel like if you prefer more simple style vehicles, you're going to like the Hellhound. If you love modding cars up, you're really going to love the custom variant. But as always, I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments section down below. Which one do you think is better, and which one, if you could only select one, would be your choice to be added into Grand Theft Auto Online? Would it be the simple but stylish Hellhound, or would it be the robust and modification heavy custom from the 6-star crew? Like I said, thumbs up the comment in the comment section down below, or you can just feel free to leave your opinions in the comment section down below. Reach out to me on Twitter as well. Once again, I'll have the links in the description, so if you want to add them to your game, you can. And as always, guys, be sure to support this video with a thumbs up. That would be amazing. You never know. Rockstar could see this, and they might say, hey, this is a great vehicle, and we want to add it into this game. But anyways, that's all I've got for you guys in this video today. Like I said, let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.